Testing, testing, 1, 2, Saturday night on the mic from Penshurst Park. Thanks for joining us on the Football New South Wales YouTube page. Round 27 action from NPL men's in New South Wales, etc.
Penshurst Park in this round 27 clash of the NPL 1 between St George City. The two lineups are as follows. For St George City, number 1 and goalkeeper Jack Kenny. Number 2, Cameron Fong. Number 3, K.O.D. Gaboy. Number 4, Solomon John Baker. Number 5, Famato Kamara. Number 8, Don Cox. Number 10, Jason Romero. Number 11, Costa Petrados. Number 14, Paolo Dimitri. Number 19, Jesse Cody. Number 25, Brody Clarkson. The Hills United team, number 1 goalkeeper Ryan Wood. Daniel Petkowski. Isaac Hobart. Marky Petrados. Yu Akubu. Noah Cassidy. Lachlan Seppi. Number 19, captain Glenn Kelshaw. Number 22, Byron Jim. Number 26, Thomas Macko. Number 27, Nikolai Muller. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to give a quick shout out to our game day sponsors. Burkle Constructions, Moneywise Lending, Labour Connect, Magic Glass, Civil Craft, Commercial Property Group, Dartelect, KST Transport, Tepi Tyres, Shenbury Financial Consulting, Go Financial, Vanguard Insolvency, Sublaki Boys, Electrofix, TLE Physiotherapist Downtown, Summit Media, Jota, Rockdale Mazza, Guzmani Gomez Cobra, and Sydney-wide distributors for all your goods and De Lorenzo coffee. Also, just a reminder, if anyone would like to buy a raffle ticket to the club raffle, they are selling for $10 at the campaign. $7,000 worth of prizes to be won, and this will be drawn at half-time.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to NPL Men's New South Wales action. Thanks for joining us here on the Football New South Wales YouTube page, and a match with plenty at stake for both sides. St George City versus Hills United at Penshurst Park. Eric Subiano here on the mic. Thanks for spending your Saturday night with me, the best caller in Western Sydney. I'm delighted to be here and bringing the action here for you. So, usual colours for both. St George City in the red and the white. Hills United in the yellow jerseys with the dark shorts, and a reference that perhaps is not as topical as it was last month, but there's more yellow jerseys than the Tour de France here tonight because of Hills United. There's an early shot that goes over. Let's go through the two starting lineups. Firstly, in goal, number 1, Jack Kenny. This is St George City, and we're expecting 3 at the back. Number 2, Cameron Fong. Number 3, Kayo Degadoy. And number 4, Solomon John. One hand Baika. 5 across the midfield. On the left, number 5, Famato Kamara. On the right, number 19, Jesse Forti. And in central midfield, number 25, Brody Clarkson. Number 8, Dominic Cox. And number 14, Paolo Mitri. The 2 up front. Number 10, Jason Romero. And number 11, Costa Petrados. As Noah Cassidy trying to win it for Hills. Then Thomas Macko loses out to Dominic Cox. Costa Petrados. And they double up on him quickly. Let's run away from him. The Hills United lineup in goal, number 1, Ryan Wood. We're expecting 4 at the back, so from left to right. Number 6, Isaac Hobart. I think he was throwing the ball just then. Number 5, Daniel Petkowski. Number 15, Noah Cassidy. And number 22, Byron Ginn. The 3 in the Hills midfield. Number 26, Thomas Macko. Number 27, Nikolai Muller. And number 16, Lachlan Sepping. And the 3 up front, the Hills. Number 8, Maki Petrados. Number 9, Yu Akubo. Number 19, the Hills captain, Glenn Kelshaw. So it's a bit of a Petrados party here at Penshurst tonight. 1 on each side currently, and on the Hills United bench, as I'll hold that thought, might be an early chance. It is an early goal. What a start it was. The Hills United, for St George City, Jesse Forti cutting in all the way from the right-hand side. And a lovely left-footed strike into the Hills United
Goal for St
net.
George City, number 19, Jesse Forti. St George City 1, Hills United 0.
Oh, that's it. They have certainly made best use of their home field advantage in the opening 2 minutes. St George City 1, Hills United 0. I was about to say, we may see these. So that's a pretty decent chance of seeing at least one of these players get on the score sheet later on. And yes, as you would have noticed from the lineups, Costa Petrados starting for St George City. Maki Petrados starting for Hills United. And Dimi Petrados also on the Hills United bench. Left to Hovar. Hovar loses out. City trying to keep the tempo high once again as it's Maki Petratos dropping very deep. For Hills United a chance to settle things. As you might have expected, their first season in the NPL Men's New South Wales competition. Diagonal there from Petkovski towards the captain Kelshaw. Now Maki Petratos again. They'll let him turn. Kelshaw finds Byron Ginn. Now Nikolai Muller. Hills United, so you might expect from a newly promoted team, although, I mean, now that we're in round 27, they're not that newly promoted, but even so, their first season in the NPL men's tier. Defending has been a struggle at times, and that's shown to be once again, but they have plenty of time to fix things before the end of this contest. So, I might just go through the benches. So, for St. George City, the backup keeper is Ryan Reid. The other bench options for the hosts, Nathan Roberts, Joshua Karamalevsky, Zachariah Hammond, Michi Joma, and William Wright. St. George City are coached by Mirko Ural. And for Hills United, their backup keeper is William Lucas, and the other bench options for the visitors, Raina Smile, yes, I can pronounce that name properly, unlike some people. Anyway, Anthony Franchi, Cameron Philp, Thomas Lopez, and Dimi Petratos. Hills United coached by Luke Casserly, so a couple of former players in the dugouts leading things for both teams this evening. Hovar back to Petkovski, and now Petkovski exchanging passes with Thomas Mako. Sepping loses out in the tackle. Now I think it was 40 lunging for that, for it's played into safety by Petkovski. Now, of course, when I did the formations at the start of the game, it was really just a guess, so it's about the time that I figured out I made several mistakes. Don't worry, I'm not shy about talking about my mistakes. If I get something wrong, I will be the first to let you know. Anyway, that's out of play. Ball stays with the hosts. That's not too bad so far. Looking at it, I've done all right, I think. Costa Petratos throws it back in, and it's kept away, I think, from Mitri. Sent forward, and Degodoy in the center of that St. George City back three is trying to settle possession, but now the visitors trying to break. An important foot in there from Fumoto Kamada. We've seen how fast he is over the last couple of seasons, really in an attacking sense, but he also does his fair share of defending, and that was a good recovery run. Hovar getting a few touches early on in this very crucial game. St. George City now, for those of you who haven't heard, yes, if you believe that they drew 1-1 away to Central Coast Mariners last weekend, yeah, that's what I thought as well. But it's that game is now a 3-0 forfeit win to St. George City. I will not elaborate, unfortunately. It's probably not my place, but whatever. That does bring St. George City's points tally up to 42 points. They're in 7th place and only 1 point off the top 6, because we are back to having a final series, a top 6 final series for the 2024 season. I believe it is Wollongong Wolves and Sydney United 58, hovering just 1 point above St. George City. So it really is going to make the race to nail down those last few spots in the top 6 quite interesting. And you'd think, I think Blacktown City from memory in 4th on 48 points. They look pretty safe, although not mathematically safe, of course. But it's definitely, you got the Wolves and Sydney United 58 looking over their shoulder. Cox, I think, just playing the loose ball forward. So Hills United throw nearest side to us. And we do have one full-time score, and that was down on Seymour Shaw. Late drama there, and I hope, I trust that Football New South Wales photographer Brett Nielsen did a great job capturing that. We'll see some of Brett's photos on the Football New South Wales socials later, I believe, as it's Mako turning backwards for Hills. And then he goes out wide to Byron Ginn on the far side. But yes, if you haven't seen that, a 95th minute penalty from the Mariners has given them a massive, a crucial 1-0 victory over Sutherland Sharks. As Akubo lays it off. And Mako now finding Muller. I'm just trying to figure out the live table as well, although there's games about to finish. Decent first touch there from Maki Petrados. City with some defending to do. Cox gets the header in there, and it's boomed towards halfway. Actually, it is. It's always tense down the business end of the season. As I look at the live table, and I have to do manual adjustments for a couple of teams because my live score app isn't quite up to date with the latest news. Yes, that Mariners win now has pushed Hills United, as we speak right now, into second last place, 15th, which would be a promotion, which would lead, if they stay there, to a promotion relegation playoff spot with the team that finishes second in League One men's. Now I'm seeing my errors with the St. George City formation. Anyway, they're on the move. Here's a shot, and it's caught by Ryan Wood. So, what have I gotten wrong here? Well, on the right side of the five-player City midfield looks to be Costa Petrados, number 11. So, and it's Jesse Forte up front alongside Jason Romero. Oh, I've only got two things wrong. If you're regular listeners to my commentary, and believe it or not, there are some of them for some reason, but regular listeners will be thinking, wow, only 2 mistakes from Eric this time. That's better than normal. Actually, I think we've got a minor miracle here. Reckon I've got the Hills United lineup formation exactly correct. Thumbs up from Football New South Wales reporter Justin Davies, a man who has inexhaustible patience and has had to deal with my commentary silliness for many, many years. Now, well, let them turn here, and the shot is straight at Ryan Wood. So just bring people up to date with the table situation at the bottom. So last, and in the automatic relegation spot, Sydney FC on 22 points. They play tomorrow. As I said, Hills United, right as we speak, because of that result down at Seymour Shaw, Hills United in second last. We're on 24 points. Then just above that in 13th and 14th, it's the Mariners and Sutherland on 25 points. And St. George FC are actually on 26 points. They're playing as we speak, the other St. George team. Also a full-time score at Lambert Park, home of Sydney's best barista, and I hope whoever called that game needs some fruit lozenges, because I've heard they've been very active at Lambert Park this evening. But in the Inner West, a 5-3 win for RPL Leichhardt over the Western Sydney Wanderers Academy. We might need to stop things here. Sam Kelly's, the ref, has taken a look over the shoulder, but we'll go on for now. And Maki Petrados told to... Yeah, there we go. He was told to kick it out by his teammates. Eventually, Lachlan Stepping is the player kicking it out, so this City player can receive some treatment. Now, it won't be... Actually, I might have to do this by process of elimination. Could be even the goal scorer for today, Jesse Forte, who is down and requiring some treatment. So he's had such a great start. It would be a shame, of course, if Jesse Forte had to leave the play, but he's getting the best possible care. There's another full-time score from the ground we like to call the Arctic Circle. and also in a matchup I like to call the Subihano Smith Derby. But anyway, Spirit FC have beaten Manly United by 4 goals to 2, and that's a big result for the men from the Arctic Circle, because they were not exactly not safe yet from relegation, but those 3 points will be a massive, massive boost for David Perkovic's side. Currently 0-0 at Illington Sports Centre between St George FC and Marconi Stallions. Good, there we go. That's what we wanted to see. Jesse Forti's back on his feet. Hopefully it's something that he can shake off, like being winded or whatever. It's not moving too freely, but we certainly hope this isn't the end of Jesse Forti's participation. By the way, it's a big week for Spirit FC coming up. On Wednesday, the 7th of August, they have an Australia Cup round of 32 game against Glenorchy Knights from Tasmania. Spirit's home ground, known for being cold, but if the away team are Tasmanian, I expect them to turn up in shirts, shorts, and t-shirts, shorts, and thongs, because they're Tasmanian, and our cold ain't nothing like their cold. But anyway, so that big win over Manly United, you could call them some kind of rival, at least in the northern half of Sydney, but yes, that'll give them plenty of confidence heading into Wednesday's Australia Cup tie. And I am happy to soft launch this. I'm delighted to confirm that Spirit FC have got the best possible ground announcer for Wednesday night in the Australia Cup. Yeah, that's right. They've got me. Thanks to the club for giving me that opportunity. Now, we're back underway and enough of Spirit. Let's talk about another team in yellow, Hills United, but that's good defending on the far side. Romero spinning around, but I think he's just going to have to hold it up, and that's nicely done. Kamada now. For the uninitiated, I like talking to the reporters when they're smart enough to stand next to me during commentary. You'd think that'd be all of them, apparently not. But intercepted by Sepping. He's furthest forward. Might have some options and goes right, but Akubo with a tight angle wins the first corner of the game. Quarter-hour mark here at Penshurst Park. And if you've just joined us, it's St George City leading by 1-0 over Hills United, courtesy of a lovely strike in the second minute from Jesse Forti. But it's the visitors with the first corner of the game for either side. And there we go. I was trying to see Jesse. Is Jesse Forti going to be withdrawn, or are they preparing a substitute? Looks like they're preparing a substitute, but because let's see. No, St George City will still have to defend this set piece with a player light as Sepping goes far post. It's over Kelshaw's head. And Kelshaw back heeling against Costa Petrados, but City's number 11 does well to prevent the corner. That's nice work. And now I think it's back on. Okay, so Justin Davies confirming that it's not an early sub. That's good. That's good news for City and, just generally. No one likes seeing injuries take players out of games. St George City back to their full complement of players, and they've seen out the set-piece danger fairly comfortably. Hova overlapping. Mackie Petrados cuts inside, looks for the diagonal, and Kamada. That's lovely from Kamada. Really cool headed back pass to Jack Kenny. Petkovsky takes it on the chest. He's out wide. Cox blocks the pass. Now, ball squeezes through to Romero. One option in the middle. It's Forti. What a ball from Romero. Forti, at least he's kept it in play and has options. Now Cox across the face of goal. And Wood hasn't gotten a hold of it. Now, goal line clearance. And no, we're going to go back for the penalty. We're going back because that St. George City player was taken out in the box. And the hosts have a great chance to double their lead. There will be the usual protestations at this time, but I cannot remember the last time I saw a ref change their mind, so this is... I fear this will be as performative as when I roll my sleeves up in cold weather to show off my tattoos. Now, is that Costa Petrados lining up? I thought I saw a number 11. I mean, yeah. Well, No, there's no number 10 on the edge of the box. It's not Romero. Yeah, I think it is Costa Petratos. And you know what? Makes sense. He's their top scorer for the season so far with 8. We're looking for number 9. I'm going to have quite the long run-up here. And very kind of straight-on run-up. Kind of like another player in this league, Alek Gorashevsky, who's very good from the spot, by the way. Costa Petratos up against the Hill shot stopper, Ryan Wood. Here we go. And tucks it away in the bottom corner. That is sensational composure and accuracy from Costa Petratos. That is 9 for the season. And more importantly, St. George City leading by 2-0 over Hills United. And we haven't even had 20 minutes played here. The stuff of dreams, really, for Mirko Ural. Draw up your plans, but it would take quite the optimist to think you'd be leading inside 20 minutes by 2-0 against any team. This is such a competitive division. Anyway. For Hills, no point giving up. And 70 minutes is a long time to get back into this one. Now, Romero turning. He's taking the ball away from Hills. Are they in for number 3? And that's a tight angle, and actually that's good, nice, clean defending inside the box. I think from Nikolai Muller. Although, I do apologize. Just my eyes aren't getting any better. Although that would be a City free kick. Cox was brought down there. I'm just thinking, cool. Ooh, well, I'm just gonna. Wondering if Clarkson was trying to take it quickly. Instead, he just goes a bit more with the shorter option. Gets the ball back, and Clarkson, great ball to Dominic Cox. He shoots, and it's over the bar, but Brody Clarkson with the Dr. Manhattan-like vision, threading it through looked like half the Hills United formation. Great ball for Dominic Cox, and that is, I dare say, that will not be the last time Dominic Cox gets level with the forwards or even ahead of them and into a dangerous goal-scoring position. Always been impressed every time I've seen Dominic Cox. I've vague memories of him playing for RPL, but really, back when I was the reporter for the second tier, back when it was known as NPL 2 New South Wales, I do remember a lot of his box-to-box midfield work with Hakoa. And clearly, Mirko Ural liked that work as well, because he's brought him into the St. George City fold, I think, from memory, second his season at St. George City, and he's been pretty much an ever-present in City's midfield. As it's played back by 40 to Costa Petratos, the 2 goal scorers linking up right in front of us. Right in the part of the field that I can actually see. Oh no, it's far away from us now with Kaya de Godoy. I enjoyed it while it lasted. Anyway, Romero dropping into a nice pocket of space. He's got options ahead of him. Gets it back as well. Now, it's on his right foot. Declines to pull the trigger. Now, finding Cox. Oh, this is... Ooh, that has Hills United hanging on. Kamada back into the mixer, and it's safe hands from Ryan Wood. The throw out to Muller. Just looking at the teams played up, it has occurred to me that now Costa and Maki Petratos are marking each other. They're on the same side of the field. I daren't say that. That's what I hoped would happen tonight. Please don't sub either Petratos. In fact, I hope the third one comes on. Anyway, look at the red shirts in the box here, and it's across the face of goal. Yeah, that's agonizing for City. He was inches away from a third. It could have gone in from the initial shot. You also had, I think, 40 running into the far post looking for a tap-in. And it was Mitri, I think, with the who may found the space on the left side of the Hills United, or left side of the box, and sent it across the face of goal. Hovar. Now, Maki Petratos. And there's a clearance from Cameron Fong. A nice first touch from that ball kid, flicking it right back up into his hands. Yeah. I always love seeing that, you know. It's like kind of the straightforward way to link the SAP program with the senior team, have some of them be ball kids, and now City breaking once more. It's a big run from Costa Petratos. I think that is Hovar. And Hovar wins the foul. Sepping. Those Hills don't have a second to spare. That's a good tackle from Fong. Now, Hovar. Fouled by Cox. And Justin Davies saying 8-on-8 violence, but Isaac Hovar's wearing number 6, Justin. Yeah. This is like a little bit mean, but not as mean as the stuff I said to Justin last week. Anyway, it's up in the air from Cameron Fong and doesn't keep it in. So, second Hills United corner of the evening coming up. Don't worry, Justin. There's no player named Justin this week. I can't get you in that way. So, Maki Petratos looking to deliver an in-swinger. Everyone back for City. Oh, it's right, going direct for goal. I think it was trying for the Olympico there. Goal direct from a corner. Mako recycles. Maki Petratos again, this time left-footed, and that's comfortable stuff there for Jack Kenny. Monahan Vaika. And then letting Kenny boom it into opposition territory. Casserly rises highest. Now under the control of Byron Ginn. Casserly across to Hovar. Now Petkovsky. Casserly again to Ginn. That's a little tumble there and a free kick. Kelshaw gets on with it. Now, what is it? Interesting play. Trying to release Kelshaw. There were too many red jerseys in the way. Now Romero for City. And Romero. Oh, he's taking a tumble. Sorry, I took my eye off that. My apologies. Overlapping run from Cameron Fong, though. That's where Costa Petratos goes. Fong takes a deflection, and it could have been awkward, but Hills get it out of the box. Dominic Cox has been pinged for a handball. So, Mako. And back to Casserly. Petkovsky to Hovar. Sepping. And Sepping being driven backwards. And then, that's a characteristically loose touch from Sepping, but Mako recovers, and that's nice work from Thomas Mako. Mako then tries to beat the third defender, and very strong defending from Paolo Mitri. And that was a foul as subtle as some of my jokes. Yeah, that's a yellow card. Yep. Yellow card to Nikolai Muller. Even with my eyes, I could see that jersey tug. Anyway. Now, of course, anyone watching this, pretty safe assumption that you're a fan of the NPL Men's New South Wales competition. And so the remaining 3 games The ones that aren't being played today for this round 27, they're being played tomorrow, all at 3 p.m. as it's played back to Jack Kenny. So firstly, at Landon Stadium, Blackhand City versus Sydney Olympic, 3 p.m. tomorrow. And the pretty Russian, Alexander Molchanov, will be on the call there. And also photography from legendary Football New South Wales snapper Damien Briggs. Also at 3 p.m. tomorrow, Sydney United 58 versus Sydney FC Academy at Adenza Park. And it's the dream team, the very young dream team there, and two people whose ages add up to pretty much my age, unfortunately for me. But anyway, William Constantinidis on the commentary, and a good friend of ours, Dominic Crenidi, with the match report for that Sydney United 58 versus Sydney FC game. Because is it ever really a round of NPL men's if Dominic Crenidi doesn't get sent to Adenza Park? I say not. And also the final 3 p.m. game for tomorrow in NPL men's New South Wales, Wollongong Wolves versus Rockdale Illingdon down on the south coast, and that'll be called by Dublin David Feeney. A man who, I hope his throat is recovered from calling a 5-all in the League One Women's match of the round last weekend between Sutherland Strikers and SD Raiders. Now, Costa Petrados has options, finds one, and the shot is blocked. On the rebound, and it's fumbled, could be a tap-in, it is. It is for Costa Petrados. He does what you teach the kids to do, follow in when your teammate takes a shot. And Costa Petrados with his second goal of the evening and his 10th of the season. And it is looking great for the home side. St. George City 3, Hills United 0. And close enough to on the half hour, we'll say that. But as Justin Davies types furiously for his match report, which you'll be able to see later tonight on the NPL New South Wales Facebook page. But the story, at least so far, is of really a lightning quick start for St. George City. Goal kick coming up. Really, I think of Yua Kubo, who has scored at least 7 of Hills United's last 8 goals, and he was sensational in the month of July, scoring both goals in Hills United's win. Oh, actually, hang on, that's a massive kick from Kenny. Of course, you can't be offside from a goal kick. A rule not everyone knows, and Romero rides the challenge, lays it off. Costa Petrados, he's on a hat trick, of course. That's sent away. Yeah. Just remember that, kids. You can't be offside from a goal kick. So if you got someone with a massive boot there like Jack Kenny, that stood up, and Costa Petrados chasing it, and I think he's beaten Sepping to the ball. Now Cox, Kamada. I think he thought about the shot from 40 yards out. Said he's moving across the field and decides to go backwards. Yeah, just to clarify, the goal kicks like the other restarts from after the ball's gone out of play, throw-ins and corners, you can't be offside from any of those 3 things. It's just not normally someone booms it long enough for it to actually mean anything, but in terms of getting beyond where the defenders usually stand with a goal kick. But that was impressive from Jack Kenny. And now it's a goal kick for Hills United. And the exact opposite of that booming Jack Kenny goal kick there from Ryan Wood goes short to Petkovsky. Now Hovar. Mako. Now Petkovsky. Diagonal towards Kelshaw. Hills captain wins it, but it's off him. Throw in it to the home side. Yeah, to finish my point on Yua Kubo, yeah. Yua Kubo had a great month of July. Both goals in Hills United's 2-0 away win over Manly United's. 3 of the 4 goals in their 4-1 home victory over Spirit. And then 2 goals last weekend when Hills United lost 2-3 to the other St. George FC. He's now on 15 for the season And 7 of those, as I said, in the month of July. It's a brilliant performance from Yu Akubo. And Pills really need to get the ball to him more if they have any chance of getting something out of tonight's visit to Penshurst. Sepping brings Ginn into the play. Now stolen, and 3 up for this City attack. Kamada, I think his strategy was to just hold down R2 and run as fast as he can. There's one to throw in right by the corner flag. I think that's Cox. Played back. Now it's crossed and in swinging, not held, and Dominic Cox sends it over. Now he's claiming a touch, and Sam Kelly agrees. Oh, by the way, my bad. I forgot to shout out the rest of the members of the third team, the match officials. I'm sorry. So apologies for delaying this for the assistant closest to us, Hayden Kay, and the assistant on the far side, Hayden Mickemeyer, and also tonight's fourth official, Damien Delovsky. Damien, is he related to Strawberry? Actually, there's a pretty reasonable chance, I would have thought. Especially if this is a game in the southern half of Sydney. No, that's possibly a conversation for later. Here's the corner. Aimed at the near post. Great header. Oh, Hero's highest might have been De Godoy. And it goes wide. And Kaio De Godoy, player always tends to make himself known. It's a really nice run, and he beat the defense to the ball, heading it wide of the near post. Now, Petkovsky was sore after that challenge, but he's a tough character. Daniel Petkovsky, as anyone who has watched any kind of decent amount of Rockdale over the past decade would know. So he's would take way more than that to take him out of a contest. Kelshaw against Kamada, and Kamada plays it off his direct opponent for the throw. Yeah. About 35 minutes played here at Penshurst Park. If you've just joined us, Eric Subihano with the commentary. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday night NPL Men's New South Wales action. We hope you're warmer than we are here at Penshurst Park. St George City currently leading by 3-0. Jesse Forte opening the scoring in the second minute, and then a Costa Petrados double has got us to where we are. Look at this overlapping run from Cameron Fong, but instead Costa Petrados opts to go the other way. Now, Dominic Cox, it's opened up for the shot, and he tries one. It's parried by Ryan Wood and sent away by Noah Castley. Oh, that's like, there you go. See, Dominic Cox into another goal-scoring position. I know things sometimes, but that's what attacking midfielders dream of, for it to open up for them like that on their stronger foot. Good try from Dominic Cox as it's crossed, headed away by Petkovsky. As they turn the screw, and through everyone. And Hovar, I think would just take the space in front of him. We'll go on. Hovar going long towards Akubo, but that will work out for Solomon John Monahan Vaika. Yes, I love it every time I get the chance to say that name. One of the best names in all of the Football New South Wales competitions. If only St George City still had Pedro Ferrari. And as the name suggested, he was a right back, and yes, he did have a great engine. So Pedro Ferrari playing for a team in red. Absolutely perfect. And because I love saying full names, because I believe he was Brazilian, and I loved it that they put his full name in dribble. Pedro Ferrari Acanjo da Silva. I'm pretty confident I'm the only commentator who ever bothered to say it in full, as you know. And if any Brazilians are watching tonight, mucho obrigado. Thanks for your support of the Football New South Wales YouTube page. Anyway, on to St George City's current set of players. And Romero, thumbs up. He recognised it was a right idea, and he made an interesting run kind of from centrally to out wide, but the pass off target. Romero appreciated the effort, though, from his teammate. Strong tackle from Petkovsky. And as Maki Pilar's dropping deep, he might have given it away here. And, that's zinged across the face of goal. possibly by Mitri. Not sure. Mitri, he's been active as well. And Mitri wasn't too far away from making it 4. So Ryan Wood, he's going to go long this time. And it ends up with 40, but 40 has handled the ball. Now Sepping. I made this point last week, but Sepping, a mid-season transfer from, mid-season move he made from the PNFC, and then look at that, in 2 consecutive weeks, Lachlan Sepping now playing against a team that wears red and white. So, yes. Now, 40 left it for Romero. Here come the runners once more. Romero curls one to Kamada. Kamada looking to go around the outside. That's a nice cross. Hills do enough. Here's Maki Petrados. Now Hovar. Back to Maki Petrados. Now Romero's back defending. And look, that's it. Like, I mean, yes, St. George City leading 3-0. They have attacked well, but the nils is important as the 3. And like, they got back, after supporting that attack in numbers, they all got back very quickly, which is quite impressive. De Godoy sends that over the smaller fence and then into the bigger fence behind that one. Isolated shouts for Hills. Free kick, but we go on. And 40. Target forward work. Then that's, I think Clarkson it was. Nice switch of play. Okay, now I'm having second thoughts. Maybe that last shot was from Clarkson, because Clarkson's left-footed. Casserly to the other Hill central defender, Petkovsky. Hovar. Interesting ball. Muller's gotten forward from kind of that deeper midfield position he occupies for Hills. But yeah, there's look at that City defensive discipline. But even so, Hills work it out wide. Ginn goes direct into the middle. Keeper stays on his line and almost had 2 plays kind of getting in each other's way for City, but no harm done there. And Petkovsky will just cushion that with the header back to the goalkeeper. Mako draws the foul of Jesse 40. Petkovsky. Kelshaw might have a second chance to try and find Okubo. Again, City stand firm. Kelshaw. Mako. And they can't find Hovar as he started to move forward. Now Romero, touch past Petkovsky, and it might open up for him here. He's got Costa Petrados sprinting through the middle. Tries to find him. Here's Costa Petrados, and the covering tackle was there from Noah Casserly, and Hills needed that. And also, despite home side disbelief, it is ruled that the last touch was off Costa Petrados. So, a goal kick. St. George City still yet to win a corner in this game, but leading 3-0, fairly confident they don't mind about that. They had a corner? Oh, yeah, they did too, yes. Ah, yeah, there's the other mistake. Yeah, there's another mistake. Yes, I'm sorry. Castley again with a good intervention, taking it away from Romero. looking ahead for Hills, it's like it is. We're now close enough to the end of the season. Oh, I remember the start of the season when it was warm. Actually, hot was the better word, but now. And now I feels like I've been freezing at these games for like forever. But anyway, now at the end of the season, so you get 3 games after this one for both teams. As worked infield to Romero there. And Romero, nice ball. Out to Kamada, but yes, after this, Hills United at home against Marconi Stallions. That's their next game on the 10th, Saturday the 10th. Kamada delivers low, and again, it's just like rolling gently there in the 6-yard box, just waiting for a City player to tap it in. But Hills have defended it. And Akubo, nice back heel, but didn't keep it in play. That is Hills United in 7 days' time, Saturday the 10th of August. They're at home against Marconi Stallions before they finish their season with 2 away games, Saturday the 17th, away to RPL Leichhardt. If any Hills folk are listening and they're going to go to that game, try the coffee. Trust me, you won't regret it. And at Lambert Park. And then they finish their season with a derby, Sunday 25th of August, a 3 p.m. kickoff at Landon Stadium against Blacktown City. Nice throw in from Cameron Fong. Pretty decent distance there. But the yellow jerseys stand firm. Kubo, does it break for him eventually? No, couldn't beat those 3 red jerseys. And Monahan Vaika wanted to go on a centre-back run. City have it, and Monahan Vaika's continued his run. I think that's Romero. And now Romero, shot blocked. Romero uses his body to shepherd it out for a corner. Now, thanks to Justin Davies, again showing that patience and correcting me. Yes, so like 2 corners apiece now? Yes. Looks like Costa Petrados delivering. And it we didn't get to halftime without one of these. Happens in every game. Some kind of shenanigans in the 6-yard box. And thanks, Justin. Yes, he knows my flaws. He knows I never look at the 4th officials board. Minimum of 3 minutes time added on. Yeah. Here's the corner. High, and that'll be too high for every St. George City player. Ruled to be a clean challenge as Mako goes wide to Hovar. There'll be enough time for one last attack if they're precise enough. That goes for both sides, by the way. Muller plays it to Ginn. Akuba had the hand up looking for the direct ball, and then that's cleared away by Cox. So after all that attacking we've seen Dom Cox doing in the first half, there we go. As I said, box to box, he's protecting the defenders as well. Hobart tried to disguise the pass, and well, he disguised the pass, but the flag's up from Hayden Mickelmeyer. Assistant on the far side, that's offside. So as we could just do a brief plug, of course. And it's not just, obviously, it's not just the match report for this game, which Justin Davies is working on as we speak. That'll be available later tonight, but all 5 games in NPL men's that were played today. I believe the Sutherland versus Central Coast Mariners report is already up, so that'll be that could be an interesting read, but yes, of course. Football New South Wales media, we're always indebted to the man they call the Greek god of football New South Wales, Mark Stavroulakis, for his tireless work. Organising us commentators and writers and getting these reports up as quickly as he can. And lots of other stuff as well. There's a tumble, Hills free kick. And also, Team of the Week always being an interesting thing. But yes, that'll be, I think, posted Monday afternoon or possibly early evening. Constructed by 321 votes from the media across all 8 games in NPL Men's New South Wales. But don't worry, folks. They don't trust me with that voting. It's okay. Costa Petranos sends it back to Cameron Fong. And takes a hop, which could have made it awkward for Hovar. He's done well. Get it to a teammate, and then that will be the end. St. George City have done their chances of 3 points tonight. No harm because of 3 lovely goals. And they'll be looking and feeling pretty happy as they head into the dressing sheds. Jesse Foti opened the scoring in the second minute with a clinical left-footed strike. Costa Petranos made it 2-0 in the 19th minute from the spot, and then Costa Petranos tapped in again on the 30th minute to make it 3-0. This is Eric Subihano with the commentary from Penshurst Park. We'll take a break of about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll be back for the second half.
Some of the prizes here tonight, the Apple Watch nominated by
look like it. Someone, thanks. Welcome back to the second half of our NPL Men's New South Wales coverage from Penshurst Park. St George City currently leading Hills United by 3-0. Justin Davies and I, well, mainly Justin Davies, we've been looking at who's been coming back out for halftime. We're confident of no halftime subs for St George City, but I think we've identified one for Hills. So, just as a random guess, Thomas Lopez appears to have come on. If that player turns around and sees a number 20, hey, I got something right. So, Thomas Lopez on at halftime, and we think Nikolai Muller is the player that's been withdrawn? Yes, well, we'll go with that for now, and don't worry, if I'm wrong with that, well, what's one more mistake for tonight? Anyway. Of course, might do kind of a refresher for the players out there at the moment in case you missed that at the beginning of the game. Anyway, Dominic Cox, who was excellent in the first half, to Degodoy, and then he switches it to Cameron Fong. Now, just might, like something Nicholas Kutniak and I like doing, talking to the writer when possible. Unless the writer is Tobias Canning, because he doesn't want to sit anywhere near us when he writes games for some reason. But anyway, do we think Hills United have changed formation as well? Might have to see them for a few more minutes, but I think they might be going for a somewhat different approach, as Kelshaw puts it up. And Thomas Lopez, the fresh legs, of course, as he's putting pressure and winning an early throw-in. Thomas Lopez, the man that has scored 4 times this season for Hills United. That'll be Hills' free kick, but they go short. Now it's across to Ginn. Back to Casserly. Now Petkovsky. Crosses halfway. Maki Petrados, and then he's kind of outnumbered. Here's Kamada, nice back heel. And then does he get it back from Clarkson? No, instead it goes to Romero. And that, City throw. Ginn defending against Romero at that time. Now work back to Degodoy. One hand by Ika going across. This is Cameron Fong. Nice change of pace to get past Maki Petrados. Now one to chase, but I think Casserly is the favourite here. I think just about comfortable enough for Ryan Wood, but at least from the angle we saw that, looked like it could have been an underhit back pass, but Hills have gotten it away. Dug out to Kamada. And now born to the middle by Mitri, but goes straight to Ryan Wood. By the way, it was nice to check my messages at half-time. By the way, big thank you to Dave McDonald, who's tuning in. He actually was perhaps kinder than he should have been given the size of my ego, but he said I was on fire. His words, not mine. So if there's perhaps any Hills folk that are, have raising an eyebrow at my commentary, your ground announcer loves my commentary. Anyway. Casserly. And that's stopped, I think, by actually Costa Petranos, who was back doing the defending, and then I think Dominic Cox, with one of my favourite and also I think underrated central midfielder arts, using your body to win free kicks when you're under pressure. I think in the A-League, the best ever I saw at that exponent was Central Coast Mariners legend John Hutchinson. Mackie Petratos has stayed on side here. Now look at all these red jerseys as he spins around. Clarkson prevents further progress, and then Sepping plays it out. By the way, in an NPL sense, the best player I've ever seen at winning free kicks in terms of central midfielder to relieve pressure is our former Spirit midfielder, Kota Odekura. I think he's playing in the Netherlands now. Romero. Castle got the foot in there. 40 might keep it alive, but he's stopped by Sepping. Okubo. Now Mako. And they go left to Hovar. Petkovsky across to Ginn. Mackie Petratos. I think it was the layoff. Lopez trying to find Okubo. There's Ginn. Mackie Petratos again. I was looking for something incisive. Left-hand side with Hovar. Hovar. Pass Costa Petratos. Not. Pass Cameron Fong. Just check out the old live score app. Games in progress. Let's see. So at the Illingdon Sports Centre, home of some absolutely lovely kebapi, and let's hope they remember to restock the Ivar for their canteen. But anyway, at Illingdon Sports Centre, about midway through the second half, and Marconi Stallions have galloped into a 1-goal lead over St George FC. As that is going to be there's some a bit of scenes, and with my vision, I've got no chance of telling you what's happening, but Sam Kelly is across quickly to stop any of that. By the way, in case you hadn't seen kind of the earlier full-time score, so RPL Leichhardt 5, defeating Western Sydney Wanderers 3, Spirit FC 4, Manly United 2, and a big one for the bottom of the table, Sutherland Sharks 0, Central Coast Mariners 1. My thoughts and prayers to that emotional young man who runs that Sutherland Sharks fan Instagram account. Yeah. Anyway. Says the header, and it might break out for City, and it's absolutely blasted. Ryan Wood had the hands up, but he would have had a little chance of stopping that if it was anywhere near the corners. Hills United grateful to see that ball flash across the face of goal. So, might as well do my customary early-ish in the second half reminder of the lineups out there. As I said, no subs for St George City at halftime. So for them, in goal, number 1, Jack Kenny. 3 at the back. Number 2, Cameron Fong. Number 3, Kayo Degadoy. And number 4, Solomon and John Monahan Vaika. What a name that is. 5 across the midfield. On the left, number 5, Promoter Kamada. On the right, number 11, Costa Petratos. 3 in the midfield, number 25, Brody Clarkson, number 8, Dominic Cox, and number 8, Dominic Cox, and number 14, Paolo Mitri, the 2 up front, number 19, Jesse Forti, and number 10, Jason Romero. Now, Forti is taking it out wide. There's a couple of his brothers in the middle with more arriving, supporting run from, I think, Costa Petratos, plays it in, headed away by Sepping. Clarkson. Now, this time the decision goes Hill's way. Now, I speculated earlier, did Hills change their formation at halftime? They were 4-3-3 in the first half. I think they're still more or less 4-3-3. Not that I really understand formations. I mean, what would I know? I'm no round ball analyst, that's for sure. But see. Now, I was like, Justin, do you think Hills made a second sub and we didn't see it because that player's on the far side of the field? Do you think that? How likely do you think that is? Because now I'm suddenly worried. There's a, yeah. I can say Thomas Lopez coming on at halftime, and Thomas Muller was sorry. Oh, there we go. Nikolai Muller was replaced so that Thomas Lopez could enter the play. Oh dear. Turns out that German was more iconic than I thought he was, if I keep saying his name. Sorry, Nikolai. As, Ginn goes back to Cassidy. Now Sepping, dropping between the defenders to start the play for Hills. Gets it back off Petkovsky. And then... Now, breaking near side with Kamada. Ball into the middle. It's a nice ball as well. The dummy from Costa Petratos, but there wasn't the trailing runner to take advantage of that. Great ball from Kamada. It's just okay. Yes. Well, that's a relief. Oh. Justin Davies reporting that there's definitely only one sub made by Hills at half-time. Now, St. George City using the right-hand side. Cassidy with the half clearance now. Could be a shot. Cassidy blocks. Slid in very well there. Protecting the goalkeeper. St. George City throw-in coming up. Dominic Cox. Now wide. Cox gets it back, but also progress block on the edge of the box. Here's Cassidy, edge of the box. The pressure comes from Romero, and Wood might have been hurried a little bit by the presence of the City number 10 as Petkovsky down the left-hand touchline. Petkovsky again, but he can't find a teammate. Couldn't find Hovar. Now back to the City keeper, and Jack Kenny booms it. Nice header from Cassidy towards Sepping. Petkovsky going direct towards Lopez. I think he was the target, but there's Cameron Fong. Ooh, well, I was about to credit him, but I mean, can you think a commentator's curse? Anyway, that's going to be easy for Jack Kenny. Okay, Justin, so far I've got Hills have switched to 3 at the back, so it's taken me 12 minutes to count to 3. For what it's worth, it looks like the 3 at the back, Ginn, Cassidy and Petkovsky. But yeah, City don't get through. Sepping goes forward looking for Lopez, but that was that's actually in that passage of play very sharp defending from him. I think it was Monahan Vaika. Note stuck. Really stuck to Thomas Lopez, didn't let him turn, and that's what helped City get the ball back. Now with Dominic Cox. Kamada going backwards, and there was a touch on it by Akubo. Is this a chance for Hills United? Akubo drifts it into the far post. Defended well, I think, by either Petratos or Fong. But anyway, that was nice defending. In fact, they've also not even conceded a corner there from City. That's really neatly done, as Romero is on a run, but has not been able to get really past midfield. And switched out wide to the Hills captain, Glenn Kelshaw. Kubo loses out to Mitri, and then Ginn with a tug of the jersey against Mitri. Actually, you know what? I probably shouldn't admit this. I don't know what's happening with the Hills United formation. Yeah, it's beyond. Luke Castley's at Fox Me. But, I mean, he has played for the Socceroos, so we would expect that to happen. Delivered into the middle and caught by Woods. I could be making a fool of myself. Well, what's new? But it's switching between 3 and 4 at the back, depending on the phase of play for Hills. There's definitely 3 at the back with Ginn, Castley, and Petkovsky right now. Now to Hovar. And back to Petkovsky. Castley, a little bit of room. St. George C happy for Hills to keep it with their centre backs. As that's blocked, I think, by Mitri. Castley going across to Petkovsky, and now Mako going backwards again. St. George City, I mean, they've earned this right to take it a little bit easier, though you obviously can't fully relax, but with their 3-goal lead, happy for Hills to have the ball. Kind of in areas where it won't really hurt them, as that's stopped nicely by Degadoy. Now, City trying to raise the tempo. So past the hour mark here at Penshurst Park, Eric Subihana with the commentary. St. George City leading by 3-0, a double from Costa Petrados and a goal from Jesse Forti, all within the first half hour of the contest. Now, that's a nice back heel from Mitri. Romero wants it on the right foot. Hills aware of that. Cross, Costa Petrados with a chase, retrieves it far side. Up against Hovar. Hovar defends at the expense of a corner kick. And, no, actually, not bad. I misread the flag. It's actually going to be a Hills throw. Now, I've got 16 and a half minutes to figure it out. I think Hills are in a 3-5-2. Can a thumbs up from Justin Davis be both sarcastic and patronizing? I say yes. Here's City on the move. Romero shoots left-footed, hooks it wide of the target. Wood, of course. He's got to keep it moving. As I said, dropping into second last place because of that Mariners win at Seymour Shore earlier today. A venue not too far away from here, actually. As they go right side with Kelshaw. Sepping. Tackled well by Mitri. Costa Petrados is looking for 40. Petkovsky back to the keeper. Now Kelshaw stretches, and there's Degadoy sending it forward. Well, that's actually nice work by Monahan Vaika, at least to slow down a Hills attack. And I think his teammates actually, that's more good discipline from them. Mikayuro will be pleased because Monahan Vaika stepped out of the back line and his teammates very quickly covered that space so Hills couldn't kind of exploit anything. But now, it's with Hills United. Akubo. There's 4 defenders in close proximity. One of them is Clarkson to Dom Cox, but Hills keeping it alive here, and then I think that's Monahan Vaika again to break it up. That's nice work. Kamada accelerates for slowing it down. Clarkson. Little drag back from Mitri, back to Clarkson. Now Degadoy. Again stepping in there, but City still have it, and it could be a sore one for Mitri, perhaps one to keep one eye on. Hopefully he's okay. He's been a good performer this evening. Romero out wide, left-hand side. And cuts inside. Has he found a teammate? And there's the touch from Cox, and Cox with the kick save, but handball against Hills United. Another penalty to St. George City. The first instance, the great touch from Dominic Cox, and the late run timed well, as he always seems to do, to get past the away team and past the away team's defenders. His shot was initially saved, but Sam Kelly proving no advantage. We go back to the spot. This time, Jason Romero will take the responsibility from 12 yards. Jason Romero up against Ryan Wood. Now, here's Romero. And saved! Great save by Ryan Wood. That was a save Sarah Easthope would be proud of. And he's kept the score at 3-0. Sarah Easthope, of course, being the Hills United women's first grade keeper, who's known for saving penalties, just in case you didn't get the reference. But danger's not over. Corner kick coming up. Headed strong at the near post. Now there's the shot. Doesn't get through the crowd. And that is caught by Wood. What a save from Ryan Wood. Jason Romero, who's developed a reputation over many years as a goal scorer, both in the second tier and the top tier. Ryan Wood not overawed. And he's got his own personal highlight, even if the scoreline very much against his side at the moment. Short to Ginn. Off the restart. Now Sepping. Mako. Left to Hovar. And Hovar is looking, I think, for Maki Petratos, but Fong has circled away nicely. And that Hills free kick. This is the time to chuck the big lads up. Cassidy and Petkovsky surely will be putting themselves in the blender for this one. Shout out to Kate Allman for introducing me to the phrase "in the blender." I love it. Sepping delivers. And up there, Cassidy was challenging for it. Now Kelshaw. And Kelshaw, it's well done by Fumoto Kamada, and he gets some congratulations from his defense. They appreciated that, making sure, City number 5, making sure the danger was over. As Degodoy, it's a little bit too long there, but it'll be his team's throw-in. Now, Hills United, the media's nightmare, a triple substitution from the other side of the field. Okay, so we know it's not Thomas Lopez. 6, 26, and 15 coming off, says Justin Davies. So that's Isaac Hover, Thomas Mako, and Noah Cassidy. All right, who's coming on? Well, I mean, Justin Davies saying it's up to me. Well, I mean, you need to pay attention as well, Justin. But the usual ritual, where it subs from the far side of the field, where we have to wait to see who comes on. I reckon I see Raina Smile coming on into central defence. So that'd be number 2. That's one of them. I reckon I think, do I see Dimi Petratos? Do I see a 77? Okay. Number 2, and it'll be this player on the ball right now. If Davies has seen a 13, that'd be Cameron Philp. Anyway, Raina Smile looks to be a straight swap in Hill's central defence for Cassidy, and Dimi Petratos looks to have come on kind of in midfield, replacing Thomas Mako. Petkovsky. Lopez dropping deeper. Now, the ball, which could be nice, and there's the first touch, but Jack Kenny, keepers love a clean sheet. And Jack Kenny, who hasn't been, certainly not been overworked by any means, but has done what he's needed to do very well. And if he is like every goalkeeper I've ever met, he'd hate to lose the clean sheet from this position. He's been assured tonight, the St. George City goalkeeper, as he is Costa Petrados. We going with 13? Cameron Philp? Yep, using. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, so yeah, I think Cameron Philp and the left side of the 5-player Hills midfield to replace Isaac Hovar. Now, again, just got to hurry. Foul by Kamada. So what's Hills like now? So obviously Wood in goal. Closest to 3 at the back with Gins, Smile and Petkovsky. Sepping, Dimi Petrados and Mackie Petrados in midfield. Cam Philp on the left, Glenn Kelshaw on the right, Kubo and Thomas Lopez up front. And here's Kubo, who couldn't get through, as that's nicely done in the box, I think, by Monahan Baika. 20 minutes to go here, plus whatever stoppages Sam Kelly chooses to add. St. George City leading Hills United by 3-0. There we go. Back to my earlier point about Football New South Wales media and Mark Stavroulakis, the Greek god of Football New South Wales, uploading things. Yep, the match reports from the earlier games already up now on the NPL New South Wales socials, as Kelshaw has won the corner kick. Now it's delivered, and Hills up at the back post challenging. Cox scoops it forward. Now slammed into Romero, and if the spin is nice for City, they could be away, but that's a slip from 40, but he still has it, and options in front of them. One of them is Kamada. Now foul by Ginn, attacking set piece coming up. Oh, sorry. Davies, did he get booked? Ginn got booked? Okay, thank you. Now, Justin Davies also informing me. He said change it the next sub, but he's actually going to do it now, yeah. So, Jesse Forte, who, did take a knock in the first half, but he opened the scoring. He's had an excellent game. He is replaced. Cannot see that shirt number just yet. I really hope that player doesn't score. Just chucking it out there. Nathan Roberts. Mitri delivers. And headed away by Hills. Could still be alive in the box. Hey, I got something right again. Oh, it's amazing. Anyway, Nathan Roberts replacing Jesse Forte up front for St. George City, as there was a bit of room to turn, and then it's backheeled, and now yeah, best not say anything there. City stand firm halfway, and then Mackie Petrados' attempt to take it ahead of where it went out. So stamped out pretty quickly by Sam Kelly. Petkovsky. Ball down the left, and then I think Dimi Petrados was closest, and that is potentially onto the road opposite us. Yeah, that's our bear. By the way, shout out to the countless club volunteers who work tirelessly without any recognition. I'm reminded of that when things like that happen. Someone's got to go and get that after the game, as City come away with it. Romero A big run from Costa Petratos near side. That's where it's aimed. Raina Smile is across. And Smile might have lost out. Costa Petratos here to the byline. And it's fired across the 6-yard box, kind of like chest height, without anyone able to get a telling touch either way. City keep possession with Clarkson. Nathan Roberts. This ball intercepted. Now Clarkson sends it into the St. George City dugout. Dimi Petratos underhit that diagonal ball, but then wins it straight back. Yeah, there's a lesson for all the kids there. Give it away, don't drop your head, win it straight back, just like Dimi Petratos did there. Mackie Petratos delivers. Confident shot, ooh, almost a fumble, but Jack Kenny kept one hand on it. And not allowing a chance from any rebound. By the way, that's just a reference. What I said earlier, delighted that it's happened. All three Petratai feel on the field at the same time. Good to see Costa, Mackie, and Dimi all out there. Now, Raina Smile. Kelshaw. Now, Degadoy kind of deflected it away from the runner. Monahan Vaika. Doesn't mind a centre-back run, but opting not to do it this time. Possibly, certainly St. George City had no need to rush things. This game situation, just a case of seeing things out without anything, if you're of a St. George City persuasion, just a case of seeing things out without anything silly happening and earning those 3 points to boost your chase for finals. This would certainly put pressure on the teams, the two teams that are 1 point ahead of them in 5th and 6th, Sydney United 58 and Wollongong Wolves. They're both playing tomorrow at 3 p.m. Of course, you can watch that live in 3 on the Football New South Wales YouTube page at the live tab. Sydney United 58 hosting Sydney FC, and that'll be called by Twitch streaming expert William Constantinidis. Wollongong Wolves versus Rockdale Illingdon, called by Ireland's own David Feeney, a really highly valued first-year commentator, at least first year for us with Football New South Wales. He's did audio descriptive commentary for the Women's World Cup last year, as Ryan Wood shows good command of his penalty area and gets to the ball ahead of Romero. Now, will this break for Lopez? Lopez, and the red jerseys got back just in time. But yes, David Feeney, a man who has done something I absolutely love twice this season. He is, as I said, he is Irish. He has had the opportunity to be the commentator for 2 Roy O'Donovan successful penalties, and he called both penalties in Irish. Oh, I love that so much. If only I spoke another language, I could do the same, although, as you've been able to tell from tonight's commentary, for a lot of the time I can barely speak English. Oh well. Goes left to Petkovsky. As that looks like Akubo dropping deep. Back to Petkovsky. Again, now Sepping. Cameron Philp. The home team shouting out instructions, and it was almost the killer ball for Glenn Kelshaw. He timed that run cutting inside from a wide position. The ball just proving to be out of reach for the Hill skipper. Now, by the way, mentioned the 2 of the 3 p.m. games being played tomorrow. Might as well mention the other one, Blacktown City versus Sydney Olympic at Landon Stadium, 3 p.m. tomorrow. call by the Russian Simon Hill, Alexander Molchanov. By the way, if there's any St. George City fans watching who like Alexander Molchanov's commentary, well, guess what? He'll be calling St. George City's next game after this, Friday Night Football, from the home of football on the Northern Beaches Cromer Park, Manly United versus St. George City. What's that? Friday the 9th of August, 7:30 p.m. kickoff. Actually, you know what? Thinking about that Friday night game, pretty good chance I'll drop by and see Alex after work. It's pretty convenient for me. As Hills against looking at that left side, but I think that was Monahan Vaika that time. So kind of anticipated things and sent the ball to safety. Back into the box now. And the shot. Did it take a touch? It did. So corner kick coming up. Ryan Wood, credit to him, looked to have his near post covered. Now, so well at this stage of the game, that's got to be what they call delaying the restart. And then hand up from Kelshaw. He tried to throw it to get the restart, inadvertently hits a City player in the back of the neck or the head. And good to see. Everyone knows that was an accident. But yes, Jack Kenny booked for delaying the restart. Short corner, and they're trying to trick their way into the middle. And foul, a free kick outside the box. Oh, man. Apologies, everyone. I'm really fighting for my life trying to see what's happening on the far side of the field. I mean, be two in the wall. Now, so it was a tricky one when it's from this position. You have to kind of cross it in, but it's hard to be accurate when it's across from a shorter distance. They'll try anyway, and they had to wait for the whistle, of course. The general rule, if the play stops at the whistle, it has to restart with a whistle. Take two coming up. Kenny guarding that near post. St. George City on red alert as it's blocked. Dimi Petrados shoots, and it could be a chance here. It's in. So they've got one back. Hills United. There's at least some hope. Thomas Lopez. He was alert, and it came to him in the box. Quick shot on the turn that left Jack Kenny with no chance. Thomas Lopez goes his fifth of the season. St. George City 3, Hills United 1. As was said very eruditely by today's ground announcer. Well, there's still enough time for Hills United to make it interesting. Let's see how this affects things. But firstly, they got to defend. There's Roberts really putting them under pressure. City with the attacking throw. Now, not that I would encourage the dark arts by any means, but I am thinking if Jack Kenny is regretting that decision to delay the restart because he's used that's his yellow card for the game. Corner coming up for St. George City. Swinger coming up. Goes far post. Too far for everybody. Now, well, that goal will give Hills United renewed impetus. Wood is about to go long. Now, works out for City and Nathan Roberts, but then back to Hills with Akubo, I think it is. Ball down the far side. Philp left the ball behind. Breaks for Akubo, I think. And now, how much ambition does City have? And fourth would, you would think, kill this off, a fourth goal. Hills are just going to be... Hills are pretty much in kitchen sink mode if they're not. If they're not in kitchen sink mode already, they will be soon. So Interesting to see how two teams measure their efforts as it's Smile up against Romero. Romero got there first. Now he looks to hold it up. Hills break up the passing move, but Kamada in possession. Sepping. Getting across now. A touch, I think, from Maki Petrados, but stopped by Kamada. Romero has options. One of them is Mitri. That's where it goes left side. Paolo Mitri shoots. He goes across the face of goal. That was nicely done by Jason Romero. Controlled the ball, able to turn and run. Found Mitri in space. Mitri sends one across the face. Now, Hill's about to prepare their fifth and final sub, which must be Anthony Frangi, right? Yes. Because it is not the backup keeper, William Lucas. I figured out that much. Smile, taking it, sending it towards the center circle. So now, De Godoy. Kamada. Romero now for City. That's nicely measured. And it could be a chance. It's, oh, well, I think the attempted flick from Costa Petrados didn't have quite the chili sauce on it to zing itself over the line. So Ryanwood picks it up. He'll stay alive just with Maki Petrados. And then there's Caio De Godoy forcing himself in there. We know he likes to do, as like every central defender likes to do. Well, Hill's keeping it in this area, but I mean, for their sake, they can't keep it here for long. And Petkovsky crosses halfway. Dustin Davis has noticed another. St. George City are also going to be preparing a sub. Ah, yes, thanks. Now looked at it properly. Oh, out of the corner of my eye, I just, the bib, I just thought that was the Hills player coming on, the yellow bib. There we go. Thank you. That's right. That's why you're the brains of the operation, Justin Davies, and I'm also here. Who's off? Number 8 off for Hills. That'd be Maki Petrados. He's replaced by number 11, Anthony Frangi. And that Hill sub, I think it's Romero coming off, is it? Looks like Jason Romero coming off to be replaced by number 27, Zachariah Hammond. Well, that's a decent attempt at one-touch play. The ball is, not sure what's happened there, but it was definitely cleared very much into touch. Now, again, the decision goes Hills' way. Time very much the enemy for Hills, but at least they have this opportunity now. The ball close into the attacking third of the field. So obviously everyone behind the ball for City. Petkovsky sends it. The scraps picked up by Sepping. And here's Sepping again. Akubo. Kelshaw. Ginn. Oh, sorry, that was smart. That was small. This is Byron Ginn. Towering header there, I think, from Monahan Vaika. Now Sepping. This phase of play tested patience for St. George City as much as anything. You want to put pressure on the ball carrier, but you've got to pick the right moments.
St. George City, number 10, Jason Romero, placed by number 27, Zach Hamoud.
Now, well, that's going to be a free kick to Hills. Well, they scored, at least off recycling the last set piece. Another dead ball opportunity to potentially make it very, very tasty as we're about to head into stoppage time. My apologies for the mispronunciation earlier. It's Zach Hamoud. My apologies to the young number 27 on the field now for City. So, I mean, it would be quite some free kick to go in directly from this distance. So you suspect, with all the tall timber up for Hills United, that it will instead be lobbed into the blender. Sepping is the left-footed option, I think, from that set piece. And it could be the right-footer as well. Who's the target? What's the option here? Well, it's actually Sepping's drifted away from that, and Jack Kenny has opted for 3 in the wall, it looks like, with the other 7 outfielders for City all in the box, getting primed to head this ball to safety. Here we go. Clipped in there. Decent delivery, and not quite out of the box there. As Petkovsky lobs it across, and it's a chance. Is it going to drop? No, it drops over and wide. And City one step closer to 3 valuable points. Just briefly, being a good company man, just going to shout out quickly all 8 women's games that are being shown tomorrow on the Football New South Wales YouTube page. Firstly, shout out to the league Justin Davies covers when he's not covering this competition, the League 1 Women's Match of the Round. It's 5:30 p.m. tomorrow at Jensen Park, Bankstown City versus Blacktown City. That'll be called by another first-year commentator, and we love her, and Interlions under-20 superstar Annabelle Banfield, who will play in her game and then rush to Jensen Park and become a commentator. St. George City free kick. The other 7 women's streams tomorrow are from the top tier, NPL Women's New South Wales, starting at 4 p.m. tomorrow from North Taramara Recreation Area, where presumably it will be unbelievably frigid. Northern Tigers versus Blacktown Spartans, and the voice of Central Coast football, Pete Pryor, will be driving down to call that one from North Taramara. 5 NPL women's games at 5 p.m. tomorrow. The match of the round, MacArthur Rams versus Sydney Olympic, called by the Serbian Martin Tyler Nikola Poster. That's at 5 p.m. Also at 5 p.m. from Lambert Park, IPL Leichhardt versus Spirit FC. As is the battle of the students, Sydney University versus UNSW. By the way, Sydney University, the luckiest team in the world. Anyway, Illawarra Stingrays versus Football New South Wales Institute is also 5 p.m. tomorrow. That's called by Wollongong Saxboy Thomas Phillips. And at 5 p.m. tomorrow, Emerging Jets versus Bulls FC Academy. Then at 5:10 p.m, what a strange kickoff time that is. But anyway, from the Arctic Circle, Gladesville Ravens versus Manly United. So, Manly United trying to avoid the fate, or the Manly United women's team trying to avoid the fate that their men's team suffered earlier today. The men's team lost 4-2 to Spirit. The women trying to kind of restore some pride for the club from the Northern Beaches. Now, oh geez, I don't think either Davies or I saw how much stoppage time there was, so had about 2 minutes, and there can't be much more. Now or never for Hills United, as Frangie up against Hamoud finally gets some space, and towards Ginn it goes. Ginn delivers, Kenny's got eyes on it, and that's straightforward. And I mean, takes a tumble just to make sure that he doesn't lose control of the ball. Sepping runs and tries the diagonal. By the way, just a reminder of some other Football New South Wales media work relevant to Hills United. There won't be a stream, but Football New South Wales will be sending my good friend Angela de Paubay to do photography for the Hills United women's team. They've got a game 3:45 p.m. tomorrow at my favourite venue in world sport, Bella Vista Public School. Hills United hoping to teach SD Raiders a lesson tomorrow in the Hillshire. And there's great Savlaki there, as there is at this ground, but it's full time. Sam Kelly blows the whistle, and St. George City doing great work for their hopes of making the finals in only their second year as an NPL Men's New South Wales club. They defeated Hills United by 3-1. All 3 of their goals coming in the first half an hour. Jesse Foti opened the scoring on 2 minutes. Costa Petratos made it 2-0 on 19 minutes with a well-taken penalty, and then Costa Petratos scored again on the half-hour mark to make it 3-0. In the final 10 minutes, Thomas Lopez added some respectability to the scoreline for Hills United, what turned out to prove to be a consolation. I hope you stick around. We hope you enjoy action tomorrow. There's 3 NPL men's games tomorrow. Blacktown City versus Sydney Olympic, Sydney United 58 versus Sydney FC, and Wollongong Wolves versus Rockdale Illingdon. But for now, This is Eric Subiano signing off on behalf of Football New South Wales and tonight's camera operator Paul. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage of NPL Men's New South Wales for the 2024 season. Take care, have plenty of good vibes, great coffee, sick tattoos, razzlers. May your team defend their home turf when they need to most. See you next time.